welcome to the Blended Insight podcast. Hello, bright souls. This is Susan with Blended Insight, and thank you so much for joining me. For those of you that don't know me, I am an intuitive, an energy healer, and an integrative / holistic wellness practitioner. I just love to learn, grow. I love to develop and evolve, and hopefully share everything that I've learned to inspire others to do the same. Before I get started with today's podcast, I want to thank each and every one of you who took the time out of your busy life to leave a review, to rate my podcast, to send me a personal note. I so deeply appreciate you. I want you to know that. The whole purpose of doing any of this work is to light your torch. So you go out and light the torch of others. We're all lighting each other's candles and torches so that we can make this world a better place. And the more that you like and review and share, the more we can spread this message to others. And we all need help on this path. We all need support. We're in this together. And so there's so much negative stuff out. It's just nice to share things that actually help, uplift, inspire, and keep the consciousness of the planet in an expanded, high vibrational state. So thank you once again. For today's podcast, I want to talk about ways to boost your mood right now. I will talk about practical and physical things we can do, and then we'll do some spiritual mental things. I'll share some ideas, take what resonates with you and discard the rest, and then we'll do an energy healing at the end. So the first practical and physical things that I would like to share are things that I've learned along my path and what worked for me. Right now in the United States, it's freezing cold, here in Colorado anyway. I know some of you live in other areas of the world where it's not as cold, but even in Texas, it's been cold for Texas this year. And when it gets cold this way, we typically don't get enough sunshine. And when we don't get enough sunshine, we do not get enough vitamin D. Most people have low vitamin D levels. If you went to your standard medical practitioner and they drew blood and looked at your vitamin levels, they're basically testing you to make sure that you don't get scurvy. It's not really the optimal levels for you to feel energized, and it's really not optimal well-being levels. So most people can benefit from taking a vitamin D supplement. I've been taking vitamin D for a couple years, and I'm pleased to report when I go to any type of holistic or integrated wellness practitioner and they do blood counts, they always comment on how impressed they are with my vitamin D levels. Well, it's because I take a vitamin D supplement, and if I don't take it, if I forget and miss, I notice that my mood goes down a little bit. So nutrition is important. Also, taking a really good whole food multivitamin is really important. Lots of times our bodies are just malnourished. Even if you eat a ton of fruits and vegetables and you have smoothies, most of our soils are depleted. I'm not going to go into a big rant about that, but this is something I'm passionate about. Been studying it for many years and studied it really in depth when I did my nutrition certification. So just something to consider: multivitamin, vitamin D levels for a mimic of sunshine. The other thing you can do is full spectrum light bulbs, or if you're in an area that is just low sun, you can get a sun lamp. They sell them on Amazon. For me, I always use full spectrum light bulbs in all my lamps, and every light bulb that I can find that I'm being exposed to on a regular basis, I just replace that with full spectrum, and you can also get those on Amazon. I know there's a brand called Reveal, Reveal. They sell full spectrum light bulbs. I've had a difficult time finding those here in Colorado. We get a lot of sunshine in Colorado, but when it's bitter cold like it is right now, I'm not experiencing the sunshine because I'm not going outside. I'm just not a cold weather person. So I just put full spectrum light bulbs in the lights that I'm exposed to the most. So in my office, in my lamp, I have a full spectrum light bulb, and in all the lamps actually in my house, I just replace it with full spectrum. And I know that it's mimicking the natural sunlight. Plus I take my vitamin D, I take my multivitamins, and that brings me to the next thing. Exercise. It is a natural mood booster, and you don't have to do something extreme like CrossFit or something that's just going to beat your body up. It's as simple as doing walking. 10 minutes of walking. Just get your body moving. It expels things out of your aura. It expands your health rays. It boosts your mood. It gets all of your joints flowing. You will just feel better. Even if you just did some jumping jacks or some stretching, get yourself moving. It also helps when you're freezing cold because it gets you warmed up and moving. So that's another thing you can do. The other thing that I learned in my nutrition certification program is that a handful of cashews releases chemicals in the brain similar to that of antidepressants. So something natural you can do to boost your mood is have a handful of cashews. The other thing you can do that's so simple, you can do it right here and now. Smile. Just smile. Notice how it makes you feel. If other people notice you smiling, oftentimes you'll notice they start to smile too because our attitudes and our feelings are contagious. I used to listen to a pastor who would say, "If you're so happy, tell your face." Meaning, smile. If you're really happy, tell yourself, smile. So that's something super easy to do. So just remind yourself, smile. Taking a 15-minute nap is another way to restore your energy and boost your mood. I used to go take a nap on my lunch hour every day during the work week. I would grab a protein shake, I would go to my car, I put on some headphones and listen to a theta healing track, which guides your brain into an altered state. I would just set a timer on my phone, take my nap, drink my protein shake, and then go back to work feeling refreshed and renewed. And oftentimes people would comment on my way back in and say, "Gosh, you look really refreshed. What'd you do for lunch?" I tell them, "I took a nap." "What? I couldn't do that on my lunch." "Well, you could if you were listening to theta healing." I mean, I don't know. It was just something about giving myself that time where it's quiet, I'm uninterrupted, I have on my headphones, and it would just help me to prepare for the second half of my day, return alert, refreshed, relaxed. So you can do it any time of the day. If it resonates with you, just a suggestion. The other thing you can do is random acts of kindness. This is so fun to do. I think it was last year I went into World Market and I went to their clearance rack and I was just looking through, because they have neat stuff in World Market. I don't know if you've ever been in one, but it's just kind of a fun store to browse around in. I saw this book called Instant Karma. It was really beat up, so I don't know if it was a return, but anyway, it was on clearance and I thought, Instant Karma, how fun. I picked it up. This book is 8,879 ways to give yourself and others good fortune right now. I'm not plugging the book. I have no stake in the book. I don't know the author, anything like that. But what's so fun about it is that you just open it up to a random page and it has all of these ideas of how you can create instant karma through good acts. So I just opened up a random page and it's things like this. Rest when you're exhausted. Define yourself by who you are instead of what you do. Develop common interests with loved ones. Put candy hearts in someone's lunchbox. Complete the tasks on your to-do list. Talk when necessary. Don't procrastinate. Don't worry about who gets credit. Eat foods that are cooling in the spring. I mean, it's just really fun to just open it up and get ideas for what you can do to generate good karma and bless the world with your gifts, with your presence, with your kind acts. And as we know, kindness is contagious. So that's another thing you can do. Here's something really easy. Remember something funny or something that brings you joy. Last year, my daughter had to have her tonsils and her adenoids removed, and we did it over her Christmas break because that's the only time she wasn't in sports. And so the night before her surgery, she was nervous, so I took her to the botanical gardens here in Denver, and they had the whole thing decorated in lights, and it was just a little neat Christmas thing that we went to. So when I went, it was really, really crowded, and we had to park a couple of blocks down from the actual exhibit and walk. When we were walking on the sidewalk, it was in an older neighborhood, and instead of just having one paved sidewalk, they had all of these little cement blocks. So the cement blocks had shifted because it was an older neighborhood and they weren't all even. And so her and I are walking on the sidewalk and we're talking, and my boot caught one of the uneven pavement blocks. And I kind of stumbled, which was funny, but I didn't trip. And I told her, "Hey, we need to be careful because these sidewalks are not even," and we kind of forgot about it. So on our way out from the exhibits, we went and got hot chocolate. We were headed back to the car. We both forgot about the pavement being uneven. So she's talking to me and she stepped a little bit on one of the blocks because it was uneven. I started laughing at her. And when I started laughing at her, my knees got weak and I hit one of those blocks that was uneven and it was downhill. I couldn't stop myself. because I was laughing too hard and I was weak and I was trying to get my footing, but I couldn't. And I mean to tell you, I fell in a way that I have never fallen before. I felt like I was in a cartoon where they're running in place because I was trying so hard to catch my balance, but I was so weak from laughing and I kept hitting another step and I was going downhill. I fell on my stomach, like sprawled out. My hot chocolate flew out of my hand into someone's yard. We laughed so hard. It was the hardest I've ever fallen, but I was so padded with a huge coat and pants because it was so cold. I was convinced I tore my pants. I didn't, but it was funny. We laughed so hard that my daughter wet her pants. Literally, she sat there and wet her pants. And then I had to get up and go into the yard, someone's yard. They probably were watching me in the window. I'm probably on YouTube right now with 1 million views about my fall. And I had to pick up my little shameful hot chocolate with grass all over it because I didn't want to litter. You know, that's not me. And we go back to the car. My daughter had wet her pants. And I almost wet my pants when I realized she wet her pants, and we could not stop laughing. We had to go around the corner to a grocery store, and I had to take her in so she could clean herself up. And to this day, if I tell her, remember when I fell, she will cry laughing. She'll have to run to the bathroom. And so we do that. When she got her professional pictures taken over the summer, I told her, remember when I fell? And she had the brightest smile on her face. Like, the pictures turned out great. She was full of joy. So think of things like that. Keep that. It will instantly relax you. Laughter truly is the best medicine. It does so many things. It triggers your endorphins. It relaxes your body. It boosts your immune system. It also connects you to people if you have that memory with someone else. And laughing is one of my most favorite things to do. I love to laugh. I can find humor in almost everything. I truly believe it's one of my strongest coping mechanisms because, you know, it's nice to be able to laugh at yourself. And let me tell you, I had the biggest knot on my knee from that fall. The morning of my daughter's surgery, she was so nervous and I rolled up my pant leg and showed her my knot. We laughed so hard. That knot was there for about 2 weeks. But you know what I said? I told her it was worth it. That was the universe's way of relaxing you before that surgery. And me too. I was also nervous because I'm empathic. She was nervous. And no parent wants to see their child have to go through a surgery. That's hard on parents too. So it was all in good fun. It's a great memory and it's something I can refer back to anytime I need a mood booster. Spiritual things you can do to boost your mood. Meditating. Oh, so many people don't want to hear about meditating, but my goodness, it is sweet bliss. When you meditate on oneness, on our connection with other people, sending loving kindness to one another, receiving loving kindness for yourself, it's beautiful. It boosts your mood. Oh my goodness. It is really powerful and it's something you can try. And it doesn't have to be a 30, 40-minute meditation, just 5 minutes, 2 minutes even, focusing on gratitude. I put my hands on my heart and I focus on everything I'm grateful for. I just get into some really deep breathing and I just sit and take in the moment. And that will connect me, it will center me, ground me, and it really does boost your mood. And let's not forget, following your own intuition is a powerful mood booster. It increases your confidence. It helps you to feel strong, grounded, protected, and guided. And it really just helps to overall give you an uplifted feeling. So following your intuition, it's just a muscle. The more you do it, the stronger it gets. You become a lot more confident in just going with it. So that is another thing that you can do to boost your mood. Hopefully some of those suggestions resonated with you and you have some new tools to boost your mood. And if it's not new, maybe it was just a really good reminder. So let's do a healing now. If you can uncross your arms and legs, if you can. And just trying to relax and just receive this beautiful, high vibrational, joyful energy that I am sending you. Okay, and I can hear someone listening to this is arguing for limitations, and they are saying that the reason they cannot be happy and they cannot have an uplifted mood is because of someone else. Stop it. Stop it. You are in charge of yourself. When we change our internal compass, the outside world responds. So you have to find the tools to keep yourself grounded and centered. Unless it's physical abuse, which it doesn't feel that way. It feels like there's an agitator, that someone is saying, the reason I can't be happy is because of this person. Don't give them your power. Do not do it. It's a human emotion to do that. We've all done it, especially if you're empathic or you're codependent. But this is a test. This is a way to make you grow stronger so that you can rise above this and shift it. And thank you for receiving that, because I see that cleared right on up. So thank you. And I am grounding us all into the center of the earth, showering you with beautiful energy, running some shields. And so it is. And please drink some extra water. I was getting that message during the healing. It just helps to integrate the healing energy and also flush out things we don't want. And if you can and you haven't yet, please rate and comment, like, subscribe to my podcast. I so appreciate that. Thank you very much. And thank you for joining me and listening to this podcast to its fullness. And I just want to wish you the most beautiful, boosted, joyous, happy, loving day and week ever. I so appreciate you. Go do a random act of kindness. Be good to yourself, be good to others, and thank you again. I can't thank you enough. I say it 1,000,000 times because I mean it. Sending all my love.